morning, Chargers. One of our goals here at McClintock High School is to provide a safe learning environment. To that end, we are going to go over with you this morning the selected policies and guidelines that are in the handbook that is before you. Please pay attention as the assistant principals go over these with you. Please take this handbook home, go over it with your parents, have them sign, and you please sign and bring it back to school and turn it into your teacher. It is very important that you understand our regulations and that you follow them to ensure the safety of all. Thank you.
Good morning, McClintock Chargers, and welcome back. My name is Mr. Flores, and I'm your Assistant Principal of Activities here at McClintock High School. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this tradition of excellence that McClintock has established over the years. It's a commitment that has set you apart from the rest, and I'm looking forward to having a positive and productive school year. Today, I'd like to discuss pages 15 and 17 in your Student Policies and Regulation Handbook, beginning with page 15. I'd like to talk with you about our district student discipline matrix. The matrix gives students examples of inappropriate conduct within the school setting. It also clearly defines specific offenses and details the consequences for each. Let's begin with academic misconduct and dishonesty, which is on page 15. This includes cheating, forgery, lying, and plagiarism. Consequences for first and second offenses range from a conference with the school administration to short-term suspension. For repeated offenses, consequences may include long-term suspension. In addition, students may receive a 0 on an assignment, a grade of F for the class, or a withdrawal from the class during the academic school year. Next, I'd like to go over the next element on page 16 that focuses on student acts of aggression. Now, aggression can be broken down into 6 categories: verbal provocation, minor aggressive acts, disorderly conduct, recklessness, endangerment, and fighting. Consequences may include a conference with a member of the administrative staff, short-term and or long-term suspension, to expulsion and possibly police action for severe cases. I want to discuss the next element on page 17 of our discipline matrix, which focuses on student disruption of the educational process. This is defined by the interrupting or creating of a disturbance or a commotion that impedes the educational process. This disruption could occur in the classroom or on campus. Again, the consequences may include a conference with a member of the administrative staff, short-term and or long-term suspension, to expulsion and possible police referral if warranted. At the bottom of page 16, I'd like to go over the definition of assault and the consequences associated with this conduct. Assault is the intentional or recklessness causing of a physical injury to another, or touching another person intending to injure, insult, or provoke. This also includes taking or attempting to take anything by force or threat of force. Aggravated assault can be defined by a student causing serious physical injury to another, use of a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a person 18 years or older committing an assault upon a child 15 years of age or younger, committing an assault on or off campus, knowing that the victim is a teacher or designated member of district personnel. Aggravated assault. Consequences range from short-term suspension to recommended expulsion and police referral. I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Hazel, who has some more important information to share with you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Hazel, here to discuss 2 more items with you from the District Policy Manual. The first regarding drugs and alcohol. Drugs includes hallucinogenic substances, inhalants, imitations of illegal drugs, anabolic steroids, drug paraphernalia, and medication for which a student does not have a prescription. Alcohol includes alcoholic substances or substances represented as alcohol. Students are not permitted to distribute, share, use, or possess drugs or alcohol. A first offense will result in a long-term suspension of 1 full semester. A second offense will result in an expulsion from the Tempe Union High School District. An infraction for the sale of drugs or alcohol will result in an expulsion for the very first offense. Any first-time infractions involving drugs or alcohol that result in a long-term suspension may be reduced to a 10-day suspension following the enrollment in and subsequent completion of a drug abuse counseling program. Also, any infractions involving drugs or alcohol will be shared with law enforcement, and you will be subject to arrest by the Tempe Police Department. The second area deals with attendance. The Tempe Union High School District considers more than 10 absences in one semester in any class to be excessive. Excessive absences will result in a variety of disciplinary actions, including a warning or a conference with the student, parent, and/or administration. If attendance issues persist, a student may lose the opportunity to earn credit for that particular course and be suspended from school. Attendance issues also include tardies. At McClintock High School, students are not allowed to be tardy to any class without a pass. If you find yourself late to a class without a pass, you must report to sweep in room 1002. In sweep, you must sit quietly for the entire period and are not allowed to complete any work. Prior to reporting to the class you were swept from the following day, you must make contact with that teacher whose class you missed and turn in any work that was due. In addition, you must also pick up any work that was assigned that day. It will still be due the following day, even though you failed to attend class by going to sweep. In other words, sweep does not give you an extension on any assignments that are due. An excessive number of sweeps will also result in disciplinary action. And finally, in an effort to reduce tardiness to first period, beginning Monday, August 19th, parents and guardians will no longer be allowed to call the attendance office for their student to receive a late pass to first period. Parents and guardians must walk their student into the attendance office in order for the student to receive a late pass to first period. And now here's Ms. Edwards with some more information.
Good morning, Chargers. I'm Susan Edwards, and I'm the athletic director at McClintock, and I'm going to be covering pages 19 through 22. Students, if you take a look at the bottom of page 19, it talks about defiance and disrespect. And many times in our office as administrators, we deal with students that are what we call insubordinate. And students will ask me, well, what is that? Here's what it is. A staff member makes a reasonable request to you to do something, and your reply is, no, you're not going to do that. We call that defiance or disrespect, insubordination. When you come to the office, that can be anything from in-school suspension or short-term suspension of 3 days up to 5 days. Also, under that comes disruption and interruption of the educational process. This is in the classroom, at an athletic event or choir concert, or any event that is school related, and anytime on campus during lunch. If you are being disruptive and it's causing a scene on campus, again, you could be sent to the office and it would be a short-term to a long-term suspension. Dress code. I want to cover the dress code first for the females. We allow no cleavage showing, no abdomen showing, shorts that are too short, no underwear showing, either bra straps or any type of brassiere. So this includes like girls that wear see-through shirts and then they're wearing black bras underneath there. That is against the school dress code. Males, we don't want to see any of your underwear. We don't allow sagging pants. We don't want to see any of 2 pairs of underwear underneath your pants, and no shorts showing of any kind underneath your pants. No do-rags. No chains being exposed, shirts that display alcohol, drugs, or shirts of the sexual nature. So how do we handle this as administration? Your teacher or a security guard or one of us would see you out on campus, you'd be sent to the office. We take the shirt that's not appropriate and we give you a dress code shirt to wear for the day. If you decide you don't want to do that, we'll be happy to call your parent and you can either go home or have your parent bring to school something that is school appropriate. Don't wear anything that you would wear to bed. This includes slippers and your pajama bottoms. Dress to come to school to learn and don't be an obvious distraction. Use good judgment. On page 20, inappropriate language to staff members or others. It would be a conference to short term. I think all of us know what inappropriate language is. If you're questioning what it would be, please ask a staff member. A school threat would be an automatic expulsion. That would be a written. That would be on Facebook, that could be on Twitter, that could be in a written form on campus, or any verbal. Students, we live in a new time now. You need to watch everything you say and any of your actions. Expulsion means you would be forbidden to attend any school in the Tempe Union High School District. Also on page 20 is harassment of the sexual nature. That is, if you use inappropriate language or inappropriate touching to a student that makes them feel uncomfortable in any way, it's always an unwelcome conduct. That could be on the first offense a 5-day suspension. That includes don't pull somebody's pants down in PE, don't pull your pants down on campus or anybody else's pants. And I'm saying these things because these are things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. On page 21, the network infraction, this includes technology on campus. Really, first time out, if you go on a website, and we have a great way, Jamie and Mr. Ward, they determine where students can be and can't be, even though we have a great block system. Many of you sometimes can get places where you shouldn't be. Automatically, you lose privilege to any computer use on our campus. Notice telecommunication device at the bottom of page 21. In our technology, the first time that you have your cell phone out in the classroom, a teacher will confiscate it and they bring it to our office. We keep it till the end of the day. You're welcome to pick it up at the end of the school day. That's the school day, not your day. If you leave at noon, you'll have to come back and pick it up at 2:30. It's a full school day. Now, some teachers keep it. They give you a little bit more leeway than others. It's a classroom management issue. But when it comes to our office as administrators, we keep it for the full day. The second time it's in our office, your parent has to come pick it up at the school. The third time, we really tell you, you need to leave it at home. Also this includes any other devices such as headphones, iPods, Game Boys, anything else like that. On page 22, it talks about petty theft, which is anything of value from $250 or less, and then also theft of taking anything that is worth $250 or more. That can lead to expulsion for $250 or more. The petty theft would be a 3 to 5 day usually out of our office. If you have anything that you bring to school that you don't want stolen, don't bring it to school. It is not our job in administration or our SRO to do theft investigations of cell phones and iPods and all the things that really aren't needed on campus. If you leave it in your locker, expect it to be stolen. Just have that expectation and then we'll all be on the same page. PE locker theft is at an all-time high. Students, leave things at home that you don't want stolen. On page 23, graffiti and tagging is at the top of page 23. Unfortunately, last year we caught a few students that were tagging. Notice it can be short-term to recommended expulsion depending on the severity of the tagging and graffiti. Vandalism of personal property is listed there. That's if you take somebody else's personal property and you damage it in any way. Again, short-term suspension, which could be 3 to 5 days to a 10-day up to expulsion. Weapons and dangerous items at the bottom of page 23, pretty much is self-explanatory. I think all of you know what dangerous weapons are. Take a look at that paragraph. This includes some stuff that probably some of you don't think is that dangerous. Paintballs, laser pointers, razor blade, box cutters, fireworks, simulated knives. All of that is listed as a dangerous weapon item that are not to be brought to school. Teachers, at this time, will you have students turn to page 25? They must sign page 25 to verify that he or she has received the handbook and is taking it home for his or her parents to review and sign. On page 27, that page must be signed by the parent. Students, this page has to be returned to your third hour teacher by Friday of this week. Please make all returns by Friday. Notice on page 24, return the student directory information page only if you do not wish to have your child's or your parents do not wish to have your directory information released. That's page 29. That is optional, students. Optional only if your parents do not wish to have your name released to anyone. Otherwise, 27 is the page you have to return with parent signature, and 25 is the page that you're going to sign right now in your third hour class. That concludes the coverage of the discipline handbook for the Tempe Union High School District and McClintock High School. Please, student, 99% of you make great choices. Our goal this year is 100% of you to make good choices. Have a great day.